The best barbecue sauce is mustard based.
It's lunchtime at Henry's Smokehouse in Greenville, which means people are taking a bite of their favorite barbecue.
I like the regular old barbecue sauce, mild. It's not ready until it's got that sauce.
And everyone has their favorite.
I like mustard sauce. Mustard sauce is the best to me. It's just got that good down-home flavor to me, and that's what I like.
It's a battle of taste.
Everybody's different, but they love what they love, and you better not talk about it.
And a battle born in tradition.
If people grew up in a barbecue family with a history and they identify with that as part of who they are, as part of their story and their history.
Whether it's a shoulder, a pork butt, or a whole hog, some folks say the barbecue battle all comes down to the sauce.
And that's when you break down from different regions. You have the mustard, you have the vinegar, you have the tomato base, and all the tweaks in there.
A vinegar and pepper-based sauce, traditionally found along the coast, a sweet tomato-based sauce in the Piedmont region, and that mustard sauce found across South Carolina.
People are dedicated to it. Some people don't really care about how the meat is cooked. They care about that sauce.
And Tay Nelson, co-owner of Bobby's Barbecue in Fountain Inn, says he aims to please all palates.
But us, we kind of got a hybrid of all of them.
And even though Buxton Hall Barbecue in Asheville is rooted in the Western North Carolina tradition, Executive Chef Nick Barr says they're also offering the staples and the standouts.
We're really honoring kind of the truest forms of different regions and bringing it to Asheville.
But no matter what you're smoking and serving, one thing is for sure, it better taste good.
Something I learned from my pops, people put this stuff in their mouth. So you better take care of them.
And even though there are a lot of different ways to prepare and to eat barbecue, Nelson and Barr say it's more about community than it is about competition. It's about the process, the people, and the purpose behind the pit.
The cracking of the wood, I love westerns. The smell of the smoke kind of took me back working with my dad and my brother in the kitchen.
Whether it's honoring a legacy,
So my dad and my brother, Bobby Sr. and Bobby Jr. When you come into the restaurant, the two pictures on the wall, that's Poppin' Jr.
or a way to take care of the people you love. The barbecue itself may be different, but the mission is the same.
Just the desire to cook food for a lot of people and have a good time. I think that's what it's all about.
Barr says togetherness and barbecue go hand in hand. After all, when was the last time you made barbecue for just one person?
Ultimately, it's all of barbecue, all the action, it's all an act of service, and it's in the name of hospitality to take care of people around you.
We feed the body, we feed the soul. We just love on people. We give what we need.
Giving people a space to relish old memories.
I mean, the most satisfying thing that can happen to me is standing on that line and watching somebody eat food and just be like, you know, when people come up, like, this was better than my granddad's brisket, and I'm from Texas, or the corn pudding reminds me of my grandma who passed away, and we're like, people are almost in tears. Like, evoking those types of feelings, like that's what this stuff is about.
And giving them a place where everyone can pull up a chair.
You know, instead of complaining about what's wrong in the world, let's do our part to make it better. We're not gonna get it all fixed on this watch, but we can leave a little bit better for our kids and for our neighbors, and that's what I really champion the most.
Barr and Nelson say barbecue is not about the battle at all. But if you do still want to be a winner, there's only one thing you need to know.
To just do it with heart, I think that's about it.